Now, first off, all the Kendrick Lamar die-hard fans, don't run from this video. Don't you dare run from this video. Sit your ass right there and listen up. Because just because I don't have an opinion that this album is the greatest album, the greatest piece of music that I ever heard, doesn't mean you should dismiss my opinion. Because we waited 5 long years for this album. Kendrick heard 2 really good Kanye albums, 2 really good Drake albums, 2 really good J. Cole albums. He had all the motivation on top of, this is supposed to be his last album, his retirement album. And he still put out a project that to me felt rushed, and it didn't live up to the previous music that he's released. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers album review. Make sure you like the video and subscribe, and do not run from this video. Let's start it off right here. This does not sound like a Kendrick Lamar album to me. This sounds like if Baby Keem made an album trying to sound like Kendrick Lamar. That's what it sounds like to me. And Kendrick on this album, he sounded like he was 5 years rusty. Now, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing about Drake, Kanye, J. Cole. Who else can we put in that upper echelon of hip hop artists? Jay-Z. All of these guys, no matter what they put out, they always sound better than 90% of the other artists out. Especially if you're looking for lyricism. So, it's not like Kendrick sounds bad. He just doesn't sound like the Kendrick I remember. This ain't the Kendrick that was calling every rapper out, talking about, yeah, I'm the best alive. This is not that Kendrick. This sounds like Kendrick if he took 10 years off, if you ask me. It's like he still got it, but he hasn't really, he ain't caught that second wind yet. I think this should have been like a test album. This should have been like the preview. This could have been an EP to get us warmed up for the album, if you ask me. But he did sound rusty to me. And if this is his retirement masterpiece, he failed. Kendrick, you cannot retire on this album. You can't do it, brother. You have to give the fans something else. Don't retire, pull a Jay-Z, come back and drop another album before you ride off into the sunset. Because this is not the one. It's not the one. This isn't Good Kid, Mad City or To Pimp a Butterfly. It's a mid Kendrick Lamar album. Now, there's 2 songs I like and 5 songs I kinda like. And look, after 2 listenings of this album, I basically only like 7 songs. Now, let me name those songs for y'all that I actually like. I like Purple Hearts. And honestly, think about it. Purple Hearts comes at track 8, track 9 or something like that. Like the first 9 or 7 songs or 8 songs I really didn't like. It took Purple Hearts and Summer Walker to get me back on board for this album. And then we start the second disc. Count Me Out was really good. Silent Hill was okay with Kodak Black. Savior with Baby Keem was good. Auntie Diaries was good. Mother I Sober was okay. And Mirror, the last track, was okay. That's 7 songs. The rest of these songs had decent production, but it was one of those things where the performance wasn't there. Kendrick wasn't there. He wasn't performing the way I expect Kendrick Lamar to perform on this album. I don't get the message of this album. Was his point to talk about the things he doesn't like in the world and just throw in a couple of songs he thought sounded good in the studio? And don't get me wrong, like, I get it. Rappers like J. Cole and Kendrick, they have a chip on their shoulders because they feel like lyricism is dying, right? And to me, I think the real problem is they feel like most fans only want to hear Drake really rap and really be lyrical. But I don't think artists like Kendrick and J. Cole and maybe even Kanye realize that the only reason people love these introspective, hardcore, lyrical verses by Drake is because Drake isn't banging people over the head with lyrical music all the time. I think his goal every time he walks in the studio is to just make good music. He's not trying to be super, super deep on every track. So that's why when you get these lyrical songs from Drake or these lyrical verses from Drake, like what you saw him do on Jack Harlow's album on Churchill, what's that song called? Churchill Downs. That verse was so special because we rarely get verses like that from Drake. So they just hit different. They kind of make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up because you know, Drake is about to talk about something. And he's about to let y'all know. We don't really get that same feeling from Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Big Sean, because every time they touch a mic, they're trying to preach. They're trying to shove something down your throat, right? They're trying to hit you with that upper echelon of black consciousness. And I don't think the audience now wants to hear that all the time. I just don't, if you ask me. And I could be wrong. Y'all let me know in the comments. And thank God this album wasn't 20-something songs because I would have hated it more. Because if I walked into this album and I saw 23 tracks, 24 tracks, 25 tracks, or if he would have tried to do that streaming thing artists are doing where they give you a whole bunch of songs, like if he would have did a 2-disc with 15 tracks apiece, I wouldn't have listened to this album, and y'all might not have even got this review. I'm just being real. And that's what I mean about shoving a message down somebody's throat, because when I saw the album was 18 songs, I'm like, all right, I can sit here and, you know, let Kendrick Lamar be preachy for an hour and 13 minutes. Look, at this point, I'm also ready to say, because we judge or we compare J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar so much, I'm ready to say I think J. Cole has a better overall catalog of music than Kendrick Lamar. Even if you think Kendrick is the best rapper, I just think overall J. Cole's music has more playback ability than Kendrick's. Granted, J. Cole has way more bodies of work, but I just still think if Kendrick has that many songs out, and you can kind of count mixtapes and verses, you know, features, I just still think you'll put more J. Cole music in your playlist than Kendrick Lamar's music, if you ask me. That's pretty much all I got for y'all. Let me know what y'all thought about this album. If I had to rate it on a number scale, I would say it was a solid 6 out of 10. Comparing it to Kendrick Lamar's other albums, okay? Like I said, To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City, those were the Kendrick Lamar masterpieces that a lot of artists could never even compare to. But Damn was pretty good, but I understood what Kendrick was trying to do with Damn. He wasn't trying to be so serious. And with this album, I can tell he was really trying. And it just didn't work out for me. But that doesn't mean everybody has the same opinion as me. So let me know what y'all think. Make sure you like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.